Taylor Swift shares her disastrous first date with Travis Kelce. Could Taylor Swift's first date with Travis Kelce have been a complete disaster? Initially, Taylor didn't even respond to Travis, leading to some awkward moments that could have derailed everything. Yet, despite their hiccups, their love story blossomed into one of the most talked about romances. How did they navigate a potentially disastrous first date to become the power couple they are today? Let's find out all the juicy details. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are officially a couple. How do we know this? Well, Taylor got him all over her Instagram grid now. They've never been shy about showing a little PDA, but this feels like the real deal. We're talking about the hard launch phase here. This is when a couple goes public and says, "Yep, we're together and we don't care who knows it." And for celebrities, this is a huge deal. Fans are always hunting for clues the moment a rumor hits the tabloids. So when Taylor posts about Travis, or even better, brings him on stage during her Eras tour, you know it's serious. But how did the public declaration come to be? It looks like Travis took some inspiration from Taylor's Mastermind song, because it only took 2 months of efforts for the Grammy-winning superstar to start cheering him on at his football games. She was first spotted rooting for the Kansas City Chiefs tight end back in September. Talk about manifesting your dreams. Fans are absolutely loving this unexpected romance. In fact, Swifties have started a hilarious TikTok trend joking with their boyfriends that Taylor's the one who put Kelce on the map. And the story behind their blossoming romance is just as charming. On his New Heights podcast, Travis Kelce dished about his not-so-smooth plan to woo Taylor Swift. And it's a story you don't want to miss. Inspired by the lyrics, so make the friendship bracelets, take the moment and taste it, from her hit, "You're on Your Own, Kid." Fans have been trading homemade bracelets at every Eras tour stop, and guess what? Kelce wanted to join the fun and make his move in the most adorable way possible. On his podcast New Heights, he admitted to feeling butthurt that he couldn't give Taylor a friendship bracelet. And get this, the bracelet had his phone number on it. He explained to his brother and co-host Jason Kelce that he was disappointed Taylor doesn't chat before or after her shows because she needs to save her voice for the 44 songs she performs. But here's where it gets interesting. After his podcast aired on July 26, Travis got an unexpected boost from Taylor's team. Travis explained there were definitely people she knew who I was in her corner saying, "Yo, did you know he was coming? I had somebody playing Cupid." And guess what? Taylor actually reached out to him. Can you believe it? Who would have thought this would happen? She told me exactly what was going on and how I got lucky enough to get her to reach out. Travis explained. It seemed like fate, or a well-placed Cupid, was on his side after all. So where did this first link-up finally happen, and what went down? The internet practically exploded when Taylor took Travis up on his invitation and showed up at his game on September 24th. She was all in, sporting KC colors and cheering from Travis's private box with his mom, Donna Kelce. And when Travis, one of the NFL's best tight ends, caught a touchdown pass from Patrick Mahomes in the third quarter, Taylor went wild. She jumped to her feet, chest bumped another fan in the box, and even shouted, "Let's fucking go!" While Mama Kelce beamed with pride, it was a moment that had everyone talking. After the game, the internet went wild with pictures of Taylor and Travis walking out of the stadium together and cruising in his vintage convertible. Their night wrapped up at Prime Social Rooftop, a spot Travis had rented out just for Taylor, his family, and his teammates. And it didn't stop there. In photos snapped by TMZ, Taylor and Travis were all about the PDA. Taylor was seen wrapping her arms around Travis's neck while they chatted with other partygoers. Over the next few days, an anonymous source told people that the couple had been hanging out and were still in the super early days of getting to know each other. "They're having fun," the source shared. This was Taylor's first time meeting his mom and dad, and everybody was having a great time. Adding to the excitement, Travis on his podcast couldn't help but talk about the frenzy Taylor's surprise appearance caused. He thanked her for pulling up to his game, saying, "Sure as hell enjoyed this weekend." But here's the thing, while we all thought this was a brand new fling, these two had been playing it safe and keeping things under wraps. There was so much more happening behind the scenes that we didn't even know about. Taylor clarified their exact dating timeline during her Time Person of the Year interview in December 2023. The Grammy winner revealed, "This all started when Travis very adorably put me on blast on his podcast, which I thought was metal as hell. We started hanging out right after, so we actually had a significant amount of time that no one knew about, which I'm grateful for, because we got to know each other. By the time I went to that first game, we were a couple. Some people think they saw our first date at that game. We would never be psychotic enough to hard launch a first date. But how did their first official date go? After Taylor reached out, she and Travis started talking and eventually decided to meet up for an official date. Travis didn't share many details, but did say it took place in New York City. When I met her in New York, we had already been talking, so I knew we could have a nice dinner and a conversation, and what goes from there will go from there, he said. Everybody around me was telling me, don't F this up, and I was like, yeah, got it. Just a few weeks later, Taylor and Travis went public after his game at Arrowhead Stadium, and the rest is history. So, based on both their stories, it looks like their romance officially kicked off in early August. As their relationship blossomed, it became clear that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce's love story is very serious, and unlike anything either of them has experienced before. Friends initially wondered what they had in common, but soon realized how similar they are. Both wear their hearts on their sleeves and are all in with everything they do, whether it's their careers, family, or friends. Not everybody was a believer. Some thought the Swift-Kelce romance was a giant publicity stunt, designed to make rich people richer. Back in the day, though, Taylor was the butt of every joke when it came to celebrity dating. The poor girl was the punchline for years. For Kelce, football is still his priority, but so is his relationship. And get this, in footage, Kelce was seen gently moving one of the Love Story singer's security guards aside so he could open a door for her in New York City. How sweet is that? Kelce then proceeded to help Swift out of the car, glided his arm around her waist, and held her as the two walked by a horde of paparazzi. He made romantic gestures to show he's thinking of her when they're apart, and Taylor plans to attend as many of his games as possible. Speaking of romantic gestures, their public appearances aren't the only times they've been turning heads. Guess what? Recently, Taylor and Travis swapped the City of Love for a dreamy getaway to Lake Como. The pop superstar and Super Bowl champ, both 34, were seen strolling hand in hand under the enchanting Italian twilight. Taylor was on a short 4-day break from her Eras tour, and just the day before, Kelce was right there at her Paris concert, vibing with friends like Gigi Hadid, Bradley Cooper, and Ross Travis. He was even caught on camera dancing to Taylor's tunes. Oops, flash on. And she gave him a sweet nod by rocking an outfit in Kansas City Chiefs colors. Talk about relationship goals. As we watch their love story unfold, it's clear that Taylor and Travis have something truly special. From their sweet gestures to their public appearances, they seem to be living a real-life fairy tale. But with such high-profile careers and intense public scrutiny, will their love continue to thrive in the spotlight? What do you think, Swifties and football fans? Could this be Taylor's happily ever after? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's keep this conversation going.